Thank you for joining us wherever you are. This podcast episode is brought to you by the Old Ways Actual Play team. This actual play uses the RuneQuest rules by Chaosium Incorporated. This actual play is performed by adults and in an adult setting. Strong language, mature scenes, and rune magics are on the way. As this is our Glorantha, we will remind listeners that it may vary from the one you already know and love. And now, on to the show. Thank you for joining us again on another episode of the Old Ways podcast. I am your storyteller this evening, Michael Diamond. My pronouns are he, him, and we are back in the world of Glorantha playing Adventures in Dragon Pass for you. We'd like to welcome you in. Thank you for listening, and a special thank you if you are a Patreon supporter. And what we're going to do now is we're going to get directly to character and player introductions, which begin to my right.
Hi, everybody. This is Heather, and I play Lysana, Initiate of Ernalda, and seemingly a fairly decent negotiator at least for wine.
It's very important when you negotiate that you bring all of your potential assets to the table, and Lysana certainly did that last episode. Next to Lysana.
This is Jake. I'm playing Vargast, Initiate of Orlanth, and I found some information out. It just leads me more on the path, I guess.
Yes, it's almost as if knowledge is a journey. And the people that you went to are the types of folks who really like to put people on journeys to gain their knowledge. So you kind of got what you had coming to you.
Yeah.
Which is good in some ways. Next to Vargast.
Hi, this is James, and I'll be playing Finn the Fantastic, a wagon master extraordinaire, and traveling entertainer.
Yes, wagon master, absolutely. Next to Finn.
Hi, this is Morgan. I'm playing Alara. Our pronouns are she, her, and Alara still has a horse for now. And his name is still Lodrell.
Still, even though he's probably a little muddy.
He's
still,
really muddy, yes.
You still have him, and you didn't lose him to some terrible mud pit. It would have traumatized our listeners. And last, most certainly not least.
Hi, everyone. This is Mav. My pronouns are they, them. I am playing Faisal, any and all pronouns, Initiate of Humacht and Heller. And I'm very impressed with Lysana's negotiating skills. Yeah, we'll go with that.
Right. It's a different part of Lysana you simply hadn't appreciated fully yet. It's important to let those things evolve and grow. So we're going to part the veil essentially where we left off, but we'll place our wonderful party inside Geos. This Geos is just a little bit different than some of the other Geos that they've been to. But the great part about this is it being always open is, as the sign says, it's always open. You do manage, after you get settled, to come around to the bar, which is in somewhat of a traditional fashion. Here, what is most interesting about Geo's Always Open Inn is that it seems like there's a fair amount of what look like windows. It's as if the structure of this building is made up in a way that instead of windows being made of glass per se, there are just open sections of the wall that can be pulled up and let fresh air in, which is actually something that they're doing right now. And it's pretty nice, actually. You get a lot of airflow through the building. And the normal, we'll just say, scents, which might be on the air in, say, a stuffy, dark establishment, don't exist here. It actually smells more like an Ernaldan temple in here than it does a bar. Like the types of fragrances that are being used in here are very earthy. They remind you very much of, like, most of you would be reminded very, very closely of being like at home with your parents and some of the meals and some of the natural aromatics that they would use. And that doesn't matter whether you're Hairborn or whether you're Faisal. So yeah, it feels like coming home when you walk in the door here.
On the side, Finn talks to one of the bartenders about possible trading and or sales of some of the wine he has accrued over the various journeys now, of which there's like 2 or 3 types.
There's only one bartender.
Oh, fantastic. Well, when he's not busy, then. I don't want to...
She is not busy.
She is not busy. Fantastic. I get, wait for her to, serve other customers. And then, so I have accrued in our journeys recently a fairly, a small but interesting collection of wine if you are interested in trade and or purchase.
She looks at you. Looks at you up and down a little bit. Where'd you get it?
All above board, I assure you.
She sort of sniffs the air. Say, friend, you smell like an Armali to me.
Usually can't smell well experienced and somewhat rugged, but
Oh, well, I see all sorts of people. This Geo's is always open. And so I get an awful lot of different travelers that come in either going to Prax or coming back. And so I've got an eye about folks. As long as there's no weird mustard wine or anything like that, I'm sure that we can strike a bargain.
No, my pranks are a bit more subtle and usually a bit more focused than that. But your nose is acute. And I will be right back. And he goes and grabs a couple of bottles of each kind of wine.
Sure. She gets to the rest of the crew while you head outside. So the proprietor of this Geo's is this woman probably in her, I say visually speaking, probably mid to late 20s. She's maybe 5'10". She has long blonde hair, which is put up into multiple braids. She has a really, I think the best way to say it is sturdy frame. She's certainly seen an awful lot of probably manual labor. And it hasn't dimmed her spirit at all. In fact, if anything else, when she turns her attention to you, Vargast, it's like feeling the sun's rays shine on you. This is true for everybody, of course, but Vargast first. Welcome in, friend. What can I help you with?
Something to drink for me and my friends and a place to stay for the night.
She sort of looks at you expectantly.
Lysana pulls out her membership, her little membership coin, and shows it off. And I forgive my friend. He sometimes forgets the small things.
Well, one could understand that given his size.
Everything's a little small to me.
Yes, we will need, we would like to, rooms, food, drink, lodging for the evening, and possibly if there's any place that our horses can rest and be cared for, or at least that we could, some shelter, stable. I don't deal with animals, but.
Are you all right? You seem flustered.
Tired. It has been a very long day, and trying to keep track of that one and that one as she points back towards the door where Finn is going to get the wine that she figured out.
Of course.
Mother's
work is never done.
As much as I hate to agree, I must agree. But yes. So, food, drink, lodging, stabling, or at least protect somewhere for the horses. And I think that's about it. I hope. Oh, a bath as she looks around for Alara.
Well, that's quite the laundry list, but I'm certain that I can assist you with all of that. You're good friends, I see, of Joe's, and so why not stay for an L, the lot of you?
Oh, well, that's very generous.
Most kind.
Well, I'm certain that you can help pay me back. There's firewood to be cut.
Oh.
I have some thatching that needs maintenance on top of the roof as well.
You know what? I think Finn would be very happy to do thatching. I can cut firewood.
Wonderful.
Go ahead and give her the L, Vargast. I'm going to see if I can get that bath for Alara.
Okay.
And she turns around and walks away quickly.
I'm looking around wondering what in the hell just happened because Lysana's going to fetch my bath for me. I don't understand.
You have no idea what's going on.
Whatever. I just sit down at the bar and grab a drink.
Yeah, she pours you an ale and then begins sort of spooning out food. There's a stew that seems to have been slowly sort of cooking all day, and the smells, the potatoes, the carrots, the beef stock that's there is definitely reminding you that you need a hearty meal. Finn, you come back in with the wine.
Wonderful. Off to the side, put them on the counter. Don't want to be in the way of the other customers that may come through.
Yeah, I mean, you don't get the feeling there's probably a ton of customers, but then again, you don't know the frequency.
Exactly. These are this is a selection of what I have here. So if you'd like to take a sniff here, and uncorks one of them.
Yeah, she leans forward somewhat cautiously, but gives it a deep inhale. No, that's is that from Apple Lane?
A sharper nose I have yet to meet.
Oh, we'll definitely see trade in that for sure.
Absolutely. I thought as much. And I just recently was part and parcel to the acquisition of some of this. And he offers some of the wine that Lysana bartered for.
Oh, yes.
Yesterday.
No, I'm familiar with this. This is from clear wine from Wilmskirk, right?
Indeed. And an especially good vintage, it seems.
Certainly. I'm happy to hand you perhaps an L between the two. We get a lot of wine trade here, so...
That is fantastic. I think that, done and done. And I tell you, if you'll see fit to pour or to find me 2 glasses, we'll drink to the trade.
Certainly. She puts 2 glasses out and you pour. And she is happy to share a drink with you.
Finn pours the Apple Lane stuff.
It's amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah. That sort of apple mead hits the air. And for those of you who are US folks who would be listening to this, it is like decanting the essence of fall into the air. That's what it's like. And the aromatics that come off that, and when they marry up with the stew and the rest of it, it is intoxicating just to be in the room because of all of the wonderful smells. She turns to you, Finn, after taking a few drinks and says, I've been made to understand that you're going to assist me with rethatching the roof.
If that is the price of a bed and a bowl of stew, then that is the price of a bed and a bowl of stew. He throws a side eye at the group already in their stew and drinking.
Of course he will. He'd be happy to. He's very talented on the thatching from what I've heard. The best in our village when it still existed. Aren't you, Finn? One of your many talents.
Finn leans back and cracks his back. Well, I mean, a man has to be multi-talented to survive in this day and age. I tell you what, ma'am, if you point me to the thatch and a ladder, I'll get to it straight away and we'll get to it before dinner.
Splendid. She walks from behind the bar and then pulls on a rope near one of the sides of one of the walls here. And you see like a window come up and expose the outside. And she says, there's some collected material for it. There's a ladder there on the side. If you go up, you'll see the areas that need the quickest tending. We had a couple of rainstorms recently, and I've been meaning to get up there, but it's not as easy as it used to be.
It definitely looks like there's been some rain and or storms have come through recently. You know what, ma'am? I would be happy to. He he tips his floppy hat to her and sets to work.
Okay. Vargast, you're in your stew and probably ale. And this bartender approaches the table with an axe.
Thank you.
This is a woodsman's axe in a sort of a traditional sense. And this is not a light weapon at all. And she carries it without trouble. And she says, "Here you are. Put your arms to work for me."
We am no stranger to chopping wood.
Good. I look forward to the bounty you return with. It's what keeps the stew going.
Right. Don't worry, I'll give you plenty of logs.
I look forward to each one. So with Finn and Vargast out on detail, that leaves Faisal and Alara and Lysana inside.
Faisal is drinking quite a bit, letting a little bit more loose after being so tensed up for quite a while. Now that they've got everything off their chest, it's like, okay, I can relax a little bit now. And so we're having a little drinking fun.
Fair enough. Alara, given your muddy state, the proprietor here will let you know that if you feel the need to bathe yourself, there is a place in back that you can do that in, and she can certainly prepare hot water for you.
Yeah, that will be. I can get my own water and prepare that if you're busy.
Oh, the men you travel with will be busy for a little while. I'm happy to prepare the water.
Yeah, that would be wonderful. I will meet you out back.
Oh, no. In back. It's inside.
Oh. I thought I was going to get him into my skivvies and the grate wide open, which would be fine. But yeah, I'll head to the back then, and I might go back outside to try to see if there's any extra mud that I can get off of me before messing up the rest of the establishment with my dirtiness.
As you like. I'll prepare it, and you can just... She points towards the back hallway. Just meet me back there when you're ready.
Thank you.
She turns around and looks at you, Faisal, and says... She seems to almost narrow her eyes a little bit. "I can trust you. Watch the bar. Ensure that there's no tomfoolery with any of the other customers."
Can't abide tomfoolery. None of that.
She heads in back. There's probably another, maybe 2 or 3 other customers in here at this point. Everyone seems to be mostly on their best behavior. They regard her with respect. You can tell. Vargas, when you get out to the woodpile area, you realize that you are in for a workout. There must be at least a cord of wood to go through.
I strip down of just my pants and I start to work.
I mean, it's not work that you're unfamiliar with.
Right.
And most people here would have chopped wood at some point in their life. Some of you have done it more than others, though. Given your time, essentially serving as your father's direct assistant, anytime Morganath, anytime Severin, anytime any of your inner ring people needed something, you were the person that filled whatever role they needed. So when someone needed wood, when someone needed water, you were called on constantly at a young age. This is, honestly, it's probably peaceful for you mentally.
A little cathartic,
Yeah, for sure. Okay. Finn, thatching the roof is a managed household role. And I love for you to make a managed household role. You, of course, can be inspired by any rune you might like, or perhaps your love of homeland.
You know what? I would like to be inspired by one of my runes, my movement rune. Staying light and moving quickly amongst the thatch here without putting my feet and or body through one of the holes that back down into the floor area. Probably on a table in front of my friends.
Love it.
That is a 67 under 75 for my movement.
Okay, so that's 20% to your skill roll.
Okay. And you said it was a managed household, was it?
It sure is.
Oh, boy. All right. Fantastic. That is a 34 under 40.
Okay. It's going to take you a little while. You think it actually might take you a better part of an hour or so.
Finn takes his time. He, first of all, does not want to fall through the roof. And second of all, he said he'd do a good job. He doesn't remember requesting to do this, but that doesn't mean he didn't. He just doesn't remember doing it. So he ingests a lot of things.
It does also give you like an advantage, a height advantage when it comes to seeing things in the distance.
That is the other thing, is he's going to take advantage of being one of his favorite places above a lot of things so that he can look down and get a good view of the surrounding areas.
Yeah, you bet. You bet. That'll give you an opportunity to, if something were to arise, to be first alerted. So, Alara, you're going to try to get the mud off, and then what?
Yeah, and then I'll go to the back in the direction that she pointed me in and go into the room with the bath in it and get undressed.
She's there. She's like filling the tub with water.
Yeah.
Looks like there's 2 or 3 different big sort of clay jugs that she has. And she's... The tub itself is square. It's probably 2 or 3 feet deep. And you can probably fit maybe 2 or 3 people in it. It's fairly sizable. Above you, there's like runes that hang in the air. It's almost like a mobile. And there's other stylized carvings and paintings along the tub. When she puts her hands on the edge of the tub after the water's in, and then just sort of tests the water's temperature and says, I have some soaps here and perhaps some oils for your hair.
Oh, thank you. It's actually been a while since I've been able to wash my hair properly, so that'll be great. Thank you.
If you need any assistance, just call.
Oh, I won't hesitate. I dip my foot into the tub.
Yeah, it's warm. So like on a heat scale from like 1 to 10, it's probably like a 6.5, 7. It's pretty warm. And your body responds immediately to it because it feels like, well, it feels hot like you would want.
I let out a very contented sigh as I'm like drying myself down into the water. And just excited that I get the bath all to myself. I don't have to share it.
Sure. The proprietor returns and takes up some cups and plates from other tables as some of them have exited. At this point, the group is the only one here in Joe's.
Look at Lysana. A little quieter than I'm used to from a place like this.
Well, if our friends being put to work is any indication, there might be more around here just doing odd jobs.
Entirely possible.
We might be lucky if we stay right here.
Just don't make eye contact. Don't make eye contact. Just chuckle and look down into my ale.
Lysana looks at Faisal and then reaches over and lifts their head up to look like kind of half jokingly, like intently eye to eye. I hope that's not for everybody. But yes, let's avoid her eye contact.
Faisal gets visibly flustered. Just, no, of course not. Eye contact is great. Usually, yes. Just completely flustered.
Lysana laughs and just takes a drink and, oh, she's coming back.
She arrives at the table. Well, your friend is certainly muddy, but the bath should clear that up.
We are very grateful.
Oh, yes, thank you. There was a bit of a mishap with her horse.
Oh.
And of course, she had to rescue the horse. And it's not the most comfortable to try to sleep with such, all that mud.
Oh, no, I wouldn't imagine so. I certainly wouldn't want to try to sleep caked up with mud. Although, there have been some festivals I've been to where I've been fairly close.
A festival is one thing. Just for an average evening, though? I wouldn't think so. Besides, a bath will do Laura good.
I think a bath would do most of you good.
I hope our cat also gets clean. I'm sure there was probably a little bit of mud there, too. Cat is always getting into something.
Our cat? She says sort of quizzically.
Laura, our companion's companion. I'm sure he's around somewhere.
Probably still in the wagon.
I see.
Oh, I don't know, unless he's gone out to see what he can find for his own meal. Oh, I'm sure it'll be fine.
Well, there are rooms at the far end of the building. I've got a few available, or you can pick and choose at this point. We're mid-season right now, so we're also in between festivals. All the folks who were going to move for Stormbull's Holy Day have already moved into Prax. They did that last week. That's why it's a little quiet around here.
Nothing wrong with the quiet. Faisal, we should go pick our room. Come on. Before the others get back and take the best one.
Our room? You could just see the little math equations in Faisal's head. Oh, I suppose we'll be multiple people to a room, yes? Can't take up everything. And just goes after Lysana, still looking slightly bemused.
Okay, fair enough. Vargast, your wood chopping. I'd like I think I'd like a constitution roll. I know you have the strength for it, but the question is can you endure? Are you built to endure?
43 under 70.
Okay. So you chop wood for probably about 45 minutes. Maybe not straight through, but maybe just a break or two. After 20 to 25 minutes of chopping, you need at least a little bit of a breather. But you get a fair amount of wood cut. And you can see that there's just this very simple, common place right alongside the building here where you stack up wood. And you can tell that she's low. And so you're just basically taking the logs and filling them in after having split them and prepared them. And you get done to the point where the rack is maybe 2/3, maybe up to 3/4 full. And you feel like, okay, you probably have wood for the next 3 or 4 days. That's reasonable. What do you do afterwards?
I'll clean up.
Okay, so you head inside to find water.
I was just going to clean up at the well,
Okay, fair enough. You go to the well?
Yeah. Pour some water, over myself.
You go to the well. That's probably something that Finn would see just based on his height. You're still thatching, of course, but
Oh, yeah.
you do manage to slip down undetected and properly clean and groom Alara's horse without her knowledge.
Absolutely.
And then head back up.
Yep.
While you're up here the second time, you realize that there are a couple families of birds that live in here, and you have to make some adjustments to the nests so that way they have a little bit better footing after the change in thatching. It's small, but it's important.
I build them a little alcove to shelter them from the worst of storms that'll come through.
Vargas, after cleanup, you head back in and you realize that you don't see Faisal or Lysana. You see the proprietor. She's behind the bar cleaning up. And she looks at you. How'd it go?
Good. I got about quite a bit of it done. Maybe 3/4 of it.
Good. Depending upon how busy we get over the next few weeks, that should last quite a while. Thank you.
Don't mention it.
Oh, no, it's part of serving Joe's. It's about family and it's about hospitality.
Absolutely.
Everybody deserves a little hospitality.
Well, except for Lunars.
Certainly not here. We've had to endure their kind for some time. As you probably have noticed, unlike Boldhome, there are no men that stand outside the door and guard this place. I guard it by myself.
Has to be dangerous.
It is. It's been dangerous before. 2 seasons ago, some lunar soldiers came in. They were with a larger force that was moving with King Kangharo. When they did, they came in and decided to call upon some lunar policy which allowed them to take up residence here. And I objected to their presence even within the building, but it was just me. And so I was forced to wait on them.
I'm familiar with that force that came through. Burned out my people.
Really? I'm sorry to hear that.
Right now, we're heading to the block to see if we can get any of them back.
Well, after you hit Svenstown, it's not far. But the block is controlled pretty heavily by Lunars and Praxians. And so, depending upon who has your family, and I don't mean anything by this, but if they have not been sold, the bidding could be quite high.
I'm afraid so.
But for now, if the road has been enough and you have worked enough and you feel weary, there is a room here. There should be. I think a couple of your party has already made it into the back. And then she sort of smirks. The one they call Lara is in back cleaning up.
Well, she usually needs to be cleaned up.
If nothing else, then I can pour you another drink.
That would be great.
So you have a drink with the proprietor here. You learn that her name is Erin Brightfield. And she is a pretty devout worshiper of Ernalda, but she has also done a little bit of, we'll just say, exploration into some Praxian deities as well.
Oh, yeah?
Because the Praxian people sometimes come through here and she's more interested in learning about the wider world. She is very knowledgeable. She's heard a lot of stuff. She actually speaks a little bit of Peloran because of having to deal with so many different languages. And there's something about her that is inspiring. Like, she is here on her own, doing all of the work by herself to keep this always open Joe's open. And you kind of wonder what keeps her going after a while. It's not like she's not some older woman that has, a fleet of children around her.
She doesn't even have a husband, as far as I can tell.
As far as you can tell.
Well, I'll chat with her as long as she'll chat with me, so.
She seems to enjoy your company, and she shares with you lots of stories from the traders and travelers who have passed through. So it's good. And she occasionally has a drink with you, but it's not often. Alara, you are finished cleaning up, unless there is anything else specifically you're doing in the bath.
No, I'll finish cleaning up and running these oils through my hair. Smell a little bit like lemon, maybe, or maybe some orange.
I mean, whatever you like.
Lemon and orange,
Okay.
like fire and sunshine. And so I'll exit the tub.
Now, do you have clean clothes to change into, or are you putting muddy clothes back on?
No, I'm not putting. Actually, I'm not going to probably put any clothes back on at this point until I get some new ones. So I will dry off.
Okay. Easy enough.
And step out into the bar to see where my group has gone.
So at the moment you sort of step out, you realize that the bar floor is much quieter than you were familiar with last time. And Vargast and the proprietor seem to be just talking at the bar. She's easily, though, within earshot. So if you poke your head around the corner a little bit, you can probably get her attention.
Yeah, I'll swing my freshly braided hair around the corner. Hey, so where's our room at?
Oh, there are a couple of rooms there at the far end. She sort of looks back at you. Would you, I have something you could wear if you'd like, if you need the traveling clothes that you have there, perhaps a bit cleaned up.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I'll step around the corner. Yeah, if you have anything extra, that would be...
Certainly. She heads in back and sort of motions you to follow her. She looks at you, Vargas, before leaving the bar floor and says, no free ones while I'm here.
I wouldn't dream of it.
Of course not. She heads around the back and you can see that there's a spot in this establishment where she has like a bed and a few sundry items that seem like personal items. And she goes into her, what do you think is just a chest, and she pulls out a few different pieces of clothing. Very simple sort of tunic top, and then probably a no more than knee length skirt. But the skirt is like heavy material.
Yeah, I'm used to things a little bit more light and airy, but...
This is definitely a grounded piece of clothing.
I'll get this back to you in the morning after my clothes are cleaned.
Certainly. There's a place outside that they can be cleaned at, or if you'd like, I can take care of them here.
No, I can wash my own clothes, but thank you.
Very well. You go to wash your clothes. At some point, you will see Finn. But I want to know, provided that they want to tell, at some point in the evening, Faisal and Lysana left our site. And they are off camera currently. Are there any expositions that are necessary?
Does Lysana make her intentions clear? If she has them?
Oh, Lysana always has intentions.
I thought so.
Yes. So Lysana will, I'm going to say, drag Faisal up to look at each of the rooms. And when Lysana figures out which one probably is in her mind, the nicest, or at least has the largest, most amount of room to comfortably sleep on the bed, she will bring Faisal close to the edge of the bed. And I think this one would do nicely, don't you?
It looks very comfortable.
Clean, fresh, smells nice. Don't I smell nice?
Faisal's eyes get a bit
And
wide.
she gets close.
As they finally realize what's going on and takes a slight step closer and then steps back. And then you see just a sort of look of pain across his face. I need to show you something.
Okay.
Before we
She sits down on the bed and, well,
before we go any further, you have to know. And Faisal reaches down and pulls off their tunic. And you can see tattooed across their chest, where they're above their heart, is a moon rune.
storyteller, what does give me what does that give me?
The moon rune is a rune that is widely understood and known throughout Sartar to represent the lunar empire, also the red moon.
Lysana goes quiet and eyes widen a bit.
It was not my choice. I swear. It was not my choice.
You were what exactly?
I was a prisoner. And they gave this to me.
A prisoner of the Lunars?
Briefly. Just sit down on the edge of the bed. Do you want the whole story?
Let's start with the short version first.
I was briefly a prisoner, and at the time I thought I might lose my life, but they did this instead.
They branded you, they put a sword in your hand. Exactly what does this mean?
My family ransomed me back. I'd never raised a sword for the Lunars. I have never spoken for them. I have never fought for them. You see Faisal's hands are shaking a little bit. I have never. But this is my shame. Because anyone who looks at it will think exactly what you just thought. And that's why I've kept it to myself this whole time. Because I couldn't bear it for you to think that of me. But I did not choose this. They were cruel.
They are. That is in part their whole purpose. The cruelty. It's the whole point. For all their fanaticism, it is their basis, their foundation. Lysana brings a hand up to the truth rune that, if I remember right, I think Faisal has on their face.
Forehead.
And forehead, thank you. And traces it with a gentle finger. This. And then she traces her own beneath her lips. This. I know we have not traveled together very long, but I have seen this. I have seen the truth of your words. I have felt the truth of your heart, of your passion, your soul. And this is above all with you, even when it hurts. So I believe you when you say it was not your choice, that it was not who you are. And she moves her hand to the moon rune and covers it with the palm of her hand. This is not you. I believe that. For I truly believe the mother of all would have told me, would have warned me if all of that, if that was a lie. You were forced, and you did what you had to. You resisted in the only way that you could. Sometimes we have to make choices to stay alive, ones that will haunt us and stay with us. until the mother cradles us in her bosom again and Koratek sees us on the other side.
Faisal's hands are still shaking a bit. They're remembering being on their knees, helpless, having this symbol tattooed into their skin against their will, just the feeling of loss, feeling like they'd never be able to be seen again. And they put a hand over Lysana's hand.
If this is not the time, I understand. And would wait.
Think being seen is a good enough time as any. Fade to black.
Alrighty, I dig that. So the rest of the night for Alara and Vargast and Finn comes together however the three of you would like. The locations, the sleeping arrangements are separate or together, depending upon how you would like to align them. I will say that there's probably more than enough rooms for everyone to have their own room. Clearly that's not necessary with the alignment, but happy to have the group get their clothes cleaned, the roof thatching done, a good meal and everyone drinks, and then sleep, because tomorrow is a very important day. It's actually a very important day for everybody. Not only are you going to head further on the path to Svenstown, but it is likely, very likely, that you'll hit the block on the day of the holy day of Sartar, which could be an auspicious day to potentially return you to your family or them to you. Or it could be an ominous day, as it could spell the end of a homeland journey and perhaps a wider one yet beyond. But that story is for another time. And so we will close our episode here in Joe's, as we have so many times before, with wonder and perhaps adventure ahead. Thank you and good night.